Good afternoon. My name is Beverly Walker Graffia, and I have the pleasure of serving Montgomery College as the Senior Vice President for Student Services. And welcome to the 2014 Dr. Harry Harden, Jr. Student Academic Excellence Awards. Along with our outstanding students, we have some special guests here to help us celebrate. So please stand when I call your name, and guests join me in welcoming them. Our Montgomery College Vice Presidents and Provosts. From the Rockville campus, Dr. Judy Ackerman. From our Germantown campus, Ms. Margaret Latimer. From the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus, Dr. Brad Stewart. From our Workforce Development and Continuing Education Department, our Vice President, Mr. George Payne. And each year, we are very pleased to have a member of Dr. Harden's family to travel to be with us in this celebration, Ms. Karen Harden, Dr. Harden's sister. Karen, your attendance at this celebration means the world to the college. We thank you so much for traveling here to help us celebrate and honor your brother. Now, joining me here on the stage, I have the chair of the Montgomery College Board of Trustees, Mr. Reginald Felton. Our own college president, Dr. Darion Pollard. The Executive Director of Identity, Mr. Diego Uriburu. One of our favorite alumni from the class of '97 and president of Mayorga Coffee, Mr. Martin Mayorga. The Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Sanjay Rai. Then our college-wide deans of student services. From the Rockville campus, Dr. Monica Brown. From our Germantown campus, Dr. Karen Roseberry. From the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus, Dr. Clemmy Solomon. And then a part of this program is each year we celebrate students that have achieved outstanding success with a 3.5 higher grade point average and are about to graduate. And so we're going to honor our Dr. Harry Harden, Jr. Academic Excellence Medallion recipients. From the Germantown campus, Ms. Grace Lee. From our Rockville campus, Ms. Karen Venegas. And from the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus, Mr. David Smith. And then, of course, we're honoring you today, you that have made such a wonderful accomplishment. And there are 315 of you that have achieved over a 4.0 GPA. And so we are honoring today the accomplishments of our Montgomery College students that are here today that have made over a 3.5 or higher. Students and families I know that you are proud, very proud of the achievement that is sitting in this audience and on this stage. And so students, the people who love you, your family, your friends, those are your roots. The roots rich in your values, in culture, and in spirituality. And we are all here to celebrate you and to applaud you. So, without any ado, it's a pleasure to congratulate you and to join you in the celebration of your success. It's you. You are why we work so hard, and it gives us great pleasure to see your success. And we want to continue with your success and to help you complete your goals. That's really what Montgomery College is all about. And so I will present to you our chief #1 fan for our Montgomery College students, the person that makes everything happen for our institution, Dr. Darian Pollard.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I don't know about you. I think this is a little bit of a party, so we should be having a good time. This is the start of my favorite part of the academic year. We take the time as a college community to recognize the achievement of our students and doing the work that is so powerful to change the world that we live in. So like Dr. Walker Graffia said earlier, we celebrate you and we are so excited to be a part of your success story at Montgomery College. You all truly exemplify what it means to be excellent. You're doing phenomenal work in your classrooms. You have sacrificed countless hours away from your family and friends, and you have devoted constant attention to expanding your mind and exploring possibilities. You are on your way to greatness, and I mean that deeply, and we are proud to have been a part of your journey here at Montgomery College. Today, we honor your sacrifice, your hard work, and your accomplishments. Dr. Harry Harden himself established an annual award to acknowledge, recognize, and inspire high-achieving students. Bringing students together of all ethnicities was one of Dr. Harden's true passions, and the Dr. Harry Harden Jr. Student Academic Excellence Awards recognize students of all ethnicities at our college for having achieved academic excellence with a 3.5 grade point average for 2 consecutive semesters with 24 credits and for being exceptional members of the college community. Indeed, this one ceremony truly encapsulates our college mission of empowering students to change their lives and enriching the life of our community. This site, I believe, I never had the pleasure of meeting him, but I do believe that this site here today would have made Dr. Harden so proud. As I look out at a very diverse, accomplished, and determined group of students, I know that Dr. Harden's vision is being actualized for each and every one of our students in our classrooms today. Today is about celebrating and honoring your accomplishments as students, but I also want you to know that you're one step closer in your journey to personal fulfillment. There will be many ups and downs. And a side conversation, I love to tell you about some of mine because you never would have imagined a few years ago that I would be a college president. But I would tell you that with every peak and valley, you can summon the pride and determination and motivation you feel at this very moment to help propel you forward. I encourage you to remember the words of Dr. Harry Harden himself when he said, quote, "Every mountain can be climbed and every barrier can be removed. It can be done, but you must want to do it." Whatever you go and whatever you do after you earn your degree at Montgomery College, remember those words. Remember that every barrier is but a temporary one if you're willing to put in the hard work to reach your ultimate destination. I'll end by sharing with you one of my favorite things that I think about often when I'm thinking about the ways in which this college inspires students to empower their life, but also the ways in which I talk to students each and every day about what they can do to help be the best that they can be. And the one thing that I always believe is that life is all about the choices that you make or the ones that you fail to make. It is very obvious that many of you already have made outstanding choices for your life. I challenge you to continue that, whether that be in the workforce, whether that be in continued education, whether that be being an active and engaged member of our community and making this world a little bit of a better place. Congratulations, and I look forward to celebrating with you today.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard, for those inspirational words. If you didn't take anything away from this, but this one part of her speech, I want you to put this in the back of your mind and make sure that you hold it through the completion of your experience here at Montgomery College. You are on your way to greatness, and you are. And so we have some speakers here that will be talking about that and speaking to you about the steps that you are taking now will be the steps that will lay the foundation for the greatness that is ahead of you. So I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Diego Uriburu. Mr. Uriburu is the co-founder of Identity, a community-based organization located in Montgomery County, Maryland, that serves Latino youth and their families. In this capacity, he's responsible for the strategic direction of the organization and the stewardship of a broad range of federal, state, local, and private grants. Prior to co-founding Identity, Mr. Uriburu worked as a psychotherapist at various community-based organizations in the Washington, D.C. area that work with the Latino population. He participates in several Montgomery County task forces and working groups, and he is co-chair of the Latino Youth Collaborative Oversight Committee and of the steering committee of the Latino Health Initiative, and a member of the steering committee of Nonprofit Montgomery and the Latino Public Safety Work Group. He holds a master's degree in clinical psychology from the University of Belgrano in Argentina. Please, let's welcome Diego Uriburu.
How is everyone doing? Okay. Don't think about my last name, just call me Diego, okay? Some people call me Diablo. You know what that means? I'm not sure why, but I actually got letters from Johns Hopkins University stating, "Dear Mr. Diablo," and they continue. So I had the pleasure of speaking with some of you before this moment, and I have to tell you that you're an amazing group of individuals. I was asked to come here to the podium and inspire you, but the fact is that you inspire us. I also noticed that many of you are immigrants or sons and daughters of immigrants. So I'll tell you a story that I find funny. When I first came to this country, 2 or 3 days later I was here, I went to the supermarket. So I was very confused because supermarkets here had lots of things. But after I gathered my stuff, I went to the line to pay, and a lady said to me, "Paper or plastic?" So I looked at her. I didn't know what she was asking. So I said, "Excuse me?" And she said, "Paper or plastic?" I said, "Excuse me? Paper or plastic?" So I didn't know what she meant, so I took my wallet, took my credit card, and said, "Plastic." Huh? So many things happened to me in life. And I know that many of you underwent tremendous obstacles to be here today. And for that, I admire you. And I learned a few things throughout my life. When I was around 10 years old, I was diagnosed with a very rare disease. It was a blood disease. And And I went to the doctors, and they told me that my kidneys were going to fail in 10 years. And I lived a normal life, but every day for 10 years, I would dream that I was inside a coffin and that they were throwing dirt at me, and I was alive. And death was very present in my life, and I suffered a lot because of that. Until one day, I read a book from a writer called Borges. And the book is called The Immortal. The story is called The Immortal. And basically, it tells the story of a centurion during the Roman Empire who's in his horse, and there's a person that comes and falls in front of him. He's dying, and before he dies, he tells him there's a city full of immortals. So the centurion was greedy, and he set off with his legion to find the city of immortals. Everyone dies except him. His horse dies in the desert. He's about to die too, but he drinks some water from a muddy creek that's there. And a few days later, he wakes up, and he finds this city very, very strange. And the city is all around cliffs, and the cliffs have little niches inside. And there he found troglodytes. I'm actually looking at them because they're the graduates. No? So I apologize to you. So he tries to communicate with the troglodytes, but the troglodytes don't speak to him. And he tries to teach them things, and nothing ever happens. Until one day, 4 years later, it starts to rain. And he names one of the troglodytes Argos, like Ulysses' dog. And so he tries to teach him things. Argos never responds. Until one day it starts to rain. And he runs out, and 4 years later he feels the rain, and all the troglodytes come out. And Argos comes behind him, and he looks at Argos and says, Argos, this is rain, rain. And Argos looks at him and says, Argos, Argos, I remember that name. I wrote that book. He was Homer. And all the troglodytes were immortals. And this author begins to describe the difference between mortality and immortality. The troglodytes never did anything because they knew they had the time of the world to accomplish whatever they wanted. All of them would become presidents of the United States. All of them will become the president of Montgomery College. It's just a matter of time. But what gives life meaning is that it's finite, that every day could be our last. So that's what I took from my illness. And I was an economics major, and I had to, when I was in dialysis, because my kidneys were no longer functioning, I decided to stop studying economics, and I became a clinical psychologist. And in Argentina, you cannot transfer any credits. You have to start all over again. So, and I promised myself when I was in the dialysis room that I would only do in life the things that I had a passion for. So my message to you today is to follow that passion. And my passion was to work with people, to serve, because to serve others is a privilege, and it requires excellence. So I followed my passions to date. And the reminder of death is what makes life beautiful, unique. So when you follow your careers, we spoke with some of you are going to be chemical engineers, others are going to be diplomats, others are going to be nurse anesthesiologists, others are going to be clinical psychologists, etc. My message to you is to follow your passions, follow your dreams. I have yet to find someone who has followed his or her passions that is not successful, because usually those individuals are the best in their fields, because no one cares more about that particular issue or field than they. So that's my message to you. And last but not least, there are many of your colleagues that you started with or you went to school with, high school with, that are not here today, that never made it to Montgomery College, or who started and then dropped out. You're a privileged cadre of individuals. The last thing that I'll tell you, that I will ask of you, is to give back, for you to be a bridge so that others can follow your wonderful pathway. You are an inspiration. You're amazing. Pass it forward. Don't leave that with you. Thank you very much.
What an outstanding message. Thank you, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here to celebrate and to share your insights with our students. Now, this is a moment that I think you will treasure. One of your own will be performing an encore performance from MC's Got Talent. He was one of our student contestants And he was so wonderful that night that we said, we have to have him to perform for you today. And so I present to you Mr. Jae Hyung Jung, who is an international business major who will be performing Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx. Please join me in welcoming Jae Young.
Oceans apart, day after day, and I slowly go insane. I hear your voice on the line, but it doesn't stop the pain. If I see you next to never, how can we say forever? Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, oh how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I took for granted all the times that I thought to last somehow. I hear the laughter, I taste the tears, but I can't get near you now. Oh, can't you see it, baby? You got me going crazy. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I wonder how we can survive this romance, but in the end, if I'm with you, I'll take the chance. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I will be right here waiting for you. I will be right here waiting for you.
Truly does have talent. Thank you, Jae Young. I'm delighted to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is Mr. Martin Mayorga, president of Mayorga Coffee. Mayorga Coffee is located in Rockville, and it's a coffee importer and roaster that's known and respected nationwide. It has many retail locations that can be found at Dulles, Reagan, Pittsburgh, and BWI airports, as well as National Harbor and Westfield Wheaton Mall. Mr. Mayorga and Mayorga Coffee are well known for their philanthropy. Recently, Mr. Mayorga and Mayorga Coffee established the Mayorga Latino Leadership Scholarship at Montgomery College. He said, "I know firsthand the struggles associated with paying for a quality education when one doesn't have the appropriate personal or family resources. Would you please welcome Mr. Mayorga today?"
Good afternoon. First of all, congratulations to everybody, and thank you very much for having me here. I was asked to come here basically to reflect about my experience at Montgomery College and where it's taken me so far. So I'm going to go a little bit to my childhood. I was born in Guatemala. I grew up in Nicaragua. We left the revolution, lived in Costa Rica, moved to Peru, and then came to the United States. And through my childhood, I actually struggled academically through high school. It actually took me 5 years to graduate high school, and I really had a hard time finding my way. When I came to Montgomery College, everything changed for me. I was finally in a place where I wasn't one of the 2 or 3 Hispanics in my class. I saw diversity, I saw people from all walks of life, and it really opened my eyes to the fact that there was more to the world and more to my opportunities that I had seen before in the past. And I really made a decision at that time in my life that I was going to really push myself and achieve something positive for myself. And really it changed the trajectory of my life. It put me in a position where my success at Montgomery College allowed me to understand that if I applied myself to something, if I believed in something, I could achieve just about anything I could focus on. And it really gave me the courage to do a lot of things in my life that I still carry with me today. After being at Montgomery College, I transferred to Georgetown. It was at Georgetown that I started my businesses. I originally had a cigar business, and then I leveraged it into my coffee business. And I really have taken a lot of steps that have taken a lot of courage and have taken a lot of commitment. And without having been here and achieved what I achieved, and knowing that I could focus on something that I believed in and succeed, I don't think I would be where I am today. So being at Montgomery College and being here speaking really means a lot to me. And that's why I started the Scholarship Foundation and why I believe in the education that Montgomery College provides. And really more importantly, what it gives individuals. When you apply yourself to something and you can succeed, you realize that achievement can be at your fingertips, not only academically, not only financially, but in every way possible in life. And it's a great empowerment, and it's something that you should all carry with you, knowing that you've gotten yourselves here, and now the possibilities for you are endless. So good luck in everything, and again, thank you for having me, and congratulations. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayorga. We appreciate the success story that you've shared with our students, and we know that they have taken that to heart. So I'm pleased to recognize our outstanding students who have received the Dr. Harry Harden Jr. Medallion. These individuals were nominated for this honor because they demonstrated outstanding leadership on their campus or in the community. They've maintained a cumulative 3.5 or higher GPA. They've excelled in service to the college or the community, and they have been approved for graduation this semester with an associate's degree. I'm going to ask, would Board Chair Mr. Felton and Dr. Pollard please join me to award the medallions.
It's my pleasure to present our award recipients for this afternoon. Germantown Campus's Dr. Harry Harden Jr. Student Achievement and Academic Excellence Medallion recipient is Ms. Grace Lee. Ms. Lee is planning to transfer to pursue a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering at Georgia Tech in Atlanta. She has set her sights high as her goals for the future include earning the highest GPA in her class. Congratulations, Ms. Lee. Tacoma Park, Silver Spring campus's Dr. Harry Harden Jr. Student Academic Excellence Medallion recipient is Mr. David B. Smith. Mr. Smith plans to transfer to the University of Maryland and pursue a degree in nursing with the intention of becoming a nurse anesthetist. Congratulations, Mr. Smith. Rockville campus's Dr. Harry Harden Jr. Student Academic Excellence Medallion recipient is Ms. Karen Venegas. Ms. Venegas plans to transfer to pursue her bachelor's degree in international relations and journalism at the University of Maryland.
We're now going to turn this portion of our program where we recognize our outstanding students for their outstanding academic achievement. Dr. Rai, please join us in congratulating those students who have earned and maintained at least a 3.5 grade point average.
Salalem Lakeas. Nicole Wagner. Marie Paula Igbeto. Dorian Steva Nguyen Chenga. Lauren Bross. Saba Safa. Fatima Abadabadi. Michael Wagner. Madison Hartung. Andres Antuna. Gabriel Antuna. Badia Chakal. Madison Borrego. Pallavi Dura. An Nguyen. Melissa Manor. Jasmine Zarb. Arthur Crockett. Sinja Kama Bartum. Z Zhang Zli. Okay. Got it. Aaron Blank. Prashant Bantali. Mark Adiga. Isabella Zuaga. Shannon Ishimoto. Hang on. Zarima Hogava. Malet Worku. Got it.
Masterwal Gotti. Alexander Shishnov. Capria Jones Smith. Marlene Josu. Victoria Chin. Darpin Shaw. Joseph Peacock. Eli Cornell. Damian Benskin. Gianfranco Vega. Grace Nota Bessie. Derwin Hung. Natalie McDonald. Maribel Reeves. Nicole Bird. Rebecca Rasitti. Amy Fukunaga. Michelle Robinson. Marif Indrawan. Amy Barnett. Oshman Sibao Ansi, Insa. Catherine Leon. Beverly Hernandez. Nadia Palacio. Taylor Monroe. Samuel De Mesa. Madonna Inwe. Lauren Leash. Ulia Radakova. Michael Lee. Sarah Afala. Edmund Atiano. Vicky Johnson. Papachua Amang Nila. Juan Perez. Maria Fordochak. Trin Ewan. Not now, Gibra Meskel.
Julia McKay. Julia Gaw. Haroldo Vitor Silva. Brittany Spurbeck. Carolina Gutierrez Guajardo. Shaharia Islam. Patricia Ephraim. Jasmine Foreman. Sina Mernajad. Svetlana Foster. Marcia Vafanezhad. Jean Mark Kemaju. Ives Lumir Janku Nagangan. Shala Awaj Odu. Adam King. Naomi Richardson. Felicia Katsani. Hugh Nguyen. Lu Han. Edom Bamazon. Anna Pazura. Suyi Yanwin. Johanna Amaya. Christina Suarez Pareja. Jennifer Romero. Linka Touch. Dani Saud. Ramina Neto. Wee Jerry. Wee Gerald. Thindo Todani. Christine Delastrinos. Daniel Chindi. Mustafa Tiam. Esteban Salazar. Jinas Ibrahimi Fard. Reza Natimzin. Lauren Nickerson. Tehata Kubonu. Christopher Keach Mbamba.
I would like to take the time to congratulate our 2014 Harry Harden Achievement Scholars today. Please. And now, I'd like to hear from those Harry Harden 2014 Achievement Scholars. Because if you were at a football game and you were there and you were cheering, you would be on your feet cheering that football team, correct? Or basketball, or soccer. So I want to see the 2014 Harry Harden Student Scholars to stand up and cheer for themselves. I am proud to say that you are the future, not only for Montgomery College, but for Montgomery County, for the state of Maryland, and for our nation. And so we look forward to the great things that are ahead of you, and the foundation that has been set has been a great one. Before I go any further, I would like to have Miss Yvonne Stevens to please come forward. Where is Miss Yvonne Stevens? Miss Yvonne Stevens. Now, for those that don't know, Miss Yvonne Stevens is a special member of our planning committee. She has tirelessly worked with our student body for the last 25 30 years. She has worked in various capacities to ensure that you students have the best of whatever you needed. There are things that I have learned about her in the last few weeks that I had no idea that Ms. Stevens had done. But one thing that she was responsible for and has kept going at this institution is honoring our students' academic excellence and ensuring every year that we have some form of a ceremony that honors you. She's going to retire in about a week. It's going to be a gap. Yes, please. But we could not let this moment pass because she has been such a cheerleader for you throughout the years. And so I want Dr. Pollard, if she would please come forward, and she will then give a certificate of recognition to Ms. Yvonne Stevens.
I am really lost for words. You got me this time. And I know that there are some people behind it, and we'll talk about it later. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I met Dr. Harry Harden in the late 80s, and he inspired me. I remember having a conversation with him the first time I met him at the Rockville campus, and he said, I heard that you and June Briggs have a program that you started at the Germantown campus to help ethnic minority students. At that time, it was the club, we started a club, and it was called Ethnic Awareness. And what we did, we invited students to come in to learn about different ethnicities. And the club was open to everybody. And he said he had an idea to start a program at the Rockville campus, and he had another part-time counselor who would be helping him, and his name is Willie Jolly. And so together, they started a program to honor black males because we had a significant number of news reports talking about the number of black young males who were in jail. And so he had the idea to start a program to honor black males who were not in jail. And he said they're right here at Montgomery College. And so he started the program at the Rockville campus to honor black males who were not in jail, but were at Montgomery College excelling academically. And that is how the program started. So for the first 2 years, the program was held at the Rockville campus for males only. And so June and I said to him, if we're going to help you, then you need to include some females, because we have females who are excelling. And so with other staff members and faculty and the support of administrators, the program involved females, but still only at the Rockville campus. And we're saying, but we're helping you, and we're at the Germantown campus, so you need to expand it. And so the other campuses were included. And today we are celebrating the 24th year, I think, of the program, where we honor students. Then Dr. Harden passed away in the 90s, And we know that he had a program, it was called the Student Emergency Fund at that time, where any student could go to him for help, whether it was for lunch money, to buy a book, to pay a rent, to pay your electric bill. I know at one time we had a family the entire family was living in a car. And when he found out about it, he called several of us, I think including Sandy Gaver and Linda Halton-Gren, who is sitting in the back. And he said, we have to find a place for this family tonight. And he gave us each assignments. And by 4 p.m., though that family had a place to live, they didn't have any furniture, but they had an apartment to live in, and they had gift certificates to go to Giant. And we were there until about 9 p.m., I think, trying to make sure that this family got settled. And so I was inspired by Dr. Harden, and with many, many other faculty, staff members, and students, we continued the program. And students, Montgomery College is a blessing. And I would ask you to use whatever gifts you have, whatever talents you have, not just for yourself, but to help others. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, again, students, congratulations. We are very proud of your accomplishments, and we look forward to the success that you will have in the future. And so, as we leave, I want you to remember the words of our speakers today. In one word, Dr. Pollard told you to have vision. In one word, Mr. Uriburu told you to be able to serve. Mr. Mayorga said to have courage. And finally, we say from Montgomery College, to succeed. Thank you very much for all that you've done. Students, please pick up your certificates and a small token of gratitude in the back before you leave. And we do have a reception for everybody. Happy Monday and happy Harry Harden Ceremony Day.